Recording, and we're off to the races, and it begins in 3, 2, 1.
Greetings, 20th century people. I'm wearing part of the gear of the future. Well, it may look like today's, but it's not what it seems. The suit is chemically treated to make it thermosensitive.
You don't have the self-respect to be a vampire, you undead maggot.
The morning stream. One way or the other, this war ends tonight.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for July 1st, 2024. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hello. Hello.
Fresh from the bike riding grinder over there.
That's right. It was a grinder, man. Holy crap.
Yeah. How'd it go? Tell us all about it.
Yeah, it was rough. Despite being rough. Okay, so I completed it. Completed both days for only the second time in the history of doing the MS-150. One time for being pulled off for bad weather. Another time that they just did a 1 day instead of a 2 day. One day I got sick. One weekend I got sick. But anyway, regardless, completed both days and broke personal records on both days. I'd done, we calculated out, I've done day one, start to finish 5 times. And like I said, day two, I've only done once. And yesterday I beat both of those times by quite a bit in writing time, actually in total time too. Didn't spend a lot of time at the rest stops, and for whatever reason, I think just all the preparation that I'd done in April and May and June really helped a lot with being more prepared for this ride than I was ever before.
Kept up on your Facebook and Instagram posts and stuff. Seems like you're having a good time. Didn't look too winded, you know? Yeah,
I did the Instagram/Facebook stuff every rest stop and talk about what I was doing. Drank some pickle juice for folks so they could see the fun and joy of drinking very salty brine in the middle of a ride, which, my God, that stuff helps so much. I don't know what it is about that stuff, but it re-energizes me completely. And they do this thing, and this is why I hate day two, why I hated day two the first time I did it, why I hated day two the second time. There are far fewer rest stops. Day one has, I think, 6 rest stops, and day two has 4. And you end up eating lunch, or they serve you lunch at the second rest stop, which means if you leave the finish line somewhere around 6:30, which I did 6:20, somewhere around between 6 and 7, you're getting to rest stop 2 at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're expected, or you're being offered a big fat hoagie roll with some ham and cheddar on it. And that was the last thing I wanted. I basically said, no, screw that. I'm going to have a salad and a few slices of watermelon. And I eschewed any big, heavy, bready sandwiches, which I think was the right choice, because I felt so... Coming off of the lunch stop on day one, I felt like, oh, that was maybe too much. I ate half of that hoagie, and it felt like it was too much. But then at the end of day two, the last rest stop is 16 miles or 18 miles or something from the end. And those are the most painful 18 miles of the whole 2 days, because you've got a 7-mile uphill, slow, like 1 or 2% grade uphill constantly for 7 miles. You've got a stupid hill. All these hills are so damn stupid. And a stupid hill that comes off of a red light. So you're almost guaranteed that you're going to be stopped at this busy east-west street as you're coming across north-south, as you're coming across south on it. And then you've got to cross it and immediately go up a sharp hill. With no momentum. Any momentum you may have had going up, you've lost it at that red light. You've got to wait and then cross the street and then go up that hill. And people I was riding next to, this was a new hill that they added for this year. And so we got up to the top of that, and everybody is like, what the hell was that? They have to feel like they had to wind us around to give us like a couple extra miles of hills instead of having us go straight over as we used to do for the previous.
Why do they do that? Is that just to make it more challenging, or what's the point of changing?
Yeah,
that?
I think that there are the people who put this ride together,
Yeah.
I do a lot of thinking about this while I'm on the ride, are your Lance Armstrong looking, bike dudes. Like, all right, well, we're going to have a nice straightaway here. Let's see. If we have them turn left, that's kind of an easy turn into a good downhill. If we have them turn right, they have a nice long uphill climb. Let's have them go up the uphill. It's like, give them a challenge. It's like, no. Maybe give us an alternative for the fat bastards and say, okay, fat bastards go left. Skinny dudes that are your exactly what you picture when you think of a bike racer go to the right.
Mm.
And speaking of bike racers,
yeah,
halfway up this long stupid hill, the light hits me, or the sunlight hits me right from the side. God, it had gotten up to like 85 or 90 at that point, and it was just like ready for it to be done. But it's coming from the side of me, and I'm seeing my shadow on the right, and then I'm seeing another bike so close behind me that he's like, I don't see him in my helmet mirror unless I really turn my head. He is that close to me. And I'm like, you're drafting me? Like, I'm going 10, 11 miles an hour uphill, and you're drafting me? Like, how are you gaining any speed from this? And so I'm like, I'm pedaling, and I'm just gonna go my own pace. I'm like, it stresses me out having somebody that close behind me.
Yeah, that stresses me out thinking about it. I don't want anybody that close on a bike. Forget that.
Yeah, but he's not. There's no way he's gaining anything from being that close. I'm not casting off enough of the Bernoulli effect to really help propel him forward.
Yeah.
So finally, the hill gets the better of me, and I start slowing down a little bit. Maybe it's also just because I want shake him off my turd. And he comes up alongside me, and he's this big linebacker-looking dude. And he reaches out his fist and says, "Hey, good riding, big fella. You're really killing it." And he fist bumps me. And I'm like, big fella, what the hell? Like,
was he being? Could you tell?
It felt a little condescending, like, good job, bro.
Yeah.
You're really killing it out here. But this guy, he did not have the slim cyclist body like you'd expect. He looked like he came off the front line for the Miami Dolphins or something. Just this big dude. But like, come on, to say big fella, what the hell, right? Like, you're gonna draft me for a while, and then
maybe he was making the moves. Maybe this was an opening he saw.
Maybe. Maybe.
It's like, I'll get his number, call later, do a little riding together,
Yeah, no plans for any of that. Believe me, the only soreness of my butt that I need is from that uncomfortable, hard bike seat that I became friends with for 12 hours this weekend.
Well, who knows? Maybe he was just being friendly and didn't know how to do it.
I'm sure he was being friendly, but the big fella term, maybe I didn't need so much.
Sure, nobody wants to hear that. Well, that's great. So you're done. Yeah. MS is history.
We wiped it out. Yeah, our team, and huge thanks again to everybody who listens to this show, who contributed, whether it was $5 or $100. I mean, we had some incredible donations, and because of your donations, it pushed us over the 1 million mark for my team, which is a friends and family team, and is only the fourth friends and family team, not corporate sponsor or anything like that, to cross the $1 million raised mark.
That's great.
In the history of the MS 150 Colorado. So,
jeez.
So they had a big event for us at the, or not a big, they had like a thing where they called us all up to the stage on Saturday after day one, and gave us all like cookies that looked like money bags and rupees from Zelda, basically.
Wow.
With dollar signs on them. It was really cool.
It's better than leftover hoagies that didn't get eaten or something like that.
Way better than leftover hoagies, for sure.
Nobody wants that.
But,
well, that's great.
Anyway, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad I did it. If you were to ask me if I would do it again next year, right now I'm on that. Yeah, probably. Here's the thing that entices me for next year is they're changing the route. So it's going from Boulder to Greeley and then back, instead of Westminster to Fort Collins. So a much more east-west ride than north-south. But I have not looked up the elevations of those two cities to figure out which day is going to be the worst day. Like, which day is going to be the way more uphills. And I'm worried that that Greeley has a lower elevation than Boulder, so I'm worried that day 2 again is going to be like this. All right, a bunch of downhills and then uphill for the last 20 miles.
Yeah, and you can see the brain trust at work here. The people that plan it, they're sitting, like you said, a bunch of Lance Armstrong looking dudes going, you know, it needs to be. We got to have some challenge in there. We got to get
right. Exactly. Give him another. Where can we give him another hill?
Yeah, I don't like that. Hills suck.
Yeah. And C. Mavros must be from Colorado because he says, smell that Greeley air. And he or she is not kidding because Greeley has a big slaughterhouse called Montfort. And when Tina went to school up there, Wednesdays were the day you made sure all the windows were closed in Greeley because that was a big slaughter day for the for Montfort, and it just the whole town reeked.
Wow!
I hear now that it smells like that 7 days a week. That it's not just Wednesday.
They've upped production. You know, they got more burgers to sell or whatever. So hold on a second. I've been in a town before for an extended period of time where they had a local paper mill, and it was kind of the same problem. Made the whole town just stink.
Yeah.
Is it what are we talking, like gross
livestock? Bloody, like more of a bloody iron blood smell.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not rotting necessarily. Like it's not like old.
Not a rotting smell, no.
Okay.
But
That's good.
All right, just looked it up. Boulder's elevation is 5,430 feet, and Greeley's elevation is 4,675 feet. So an 800-foot difference, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for this ride that I did yesterday, I did an total elevation for day 2 was something like 1,900 or 2,000. And so what that means is it doesn't mean that that's the difference between the two cities. It means every time you're going uphill, it's counting that as elevation, and it's not subtracting that if you go downhill. So
interesting.
All of that, so all of that is going uphill and uphill and uphill and adding on those uphill rides. So I don't know. I think it means that there'll be a lot more downhills on the way to Greeley than there will be.
I just remember last year, kind of the same thing. Every year, I think it's like, okay, I don't want to think about it for a while, but then it'll come back around. You're like that lady that has 8 kids. They have the one kid and they go,
Mom.
I can't do that again. And then 6 months later, I could have another kid. And it's like you with riding. I could get back on that bike. I could do this again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I know I will, because it's a good cause, and I feel like I can't let the donors down, all the people who, like you guys, all you contributors out there. I can't let Aunt Barb down. I can't let the rest of my Ain't Too Proud to Sag team down. And Aunt Barb and Uncle George had a rough time of it yesterday. They both completed day 1, no problem. But day 2 for them was like chain slipping, and Barb has an e-bike, and at one point her chain got lodged in the motor, and so they had to like do some major work on the ride. One of the guys that I rode with, a guy who actually listens to TMS, had a spoke pop out.
Oh geez.
And so his back wheel kind of tacoed a little bit, like bowed, because those spokes keep everything nice and aligned just right. So he had to like get out his little spoke wrench and like adjust all of the other spokes to like flatten out his wheel. It's like, oh my God.
That probably took forever too. That's not an easy job. That sounds like
it doesn't seem like an easy job. And that's something that if it were to happen to me, nope, call in the rider hotline. Come pick me and my bike up, take me to the end. I'm done for the day.
Oh, no, wait, that's interesting. There's a number you call and say, I'm down, come get me.
Yeah, that's what the whole SAG thing is. The Ain't Too Proud to Sag. The SAG wagon is the big van that'll pick you and your bike up and take you either to the next rest stop or to the end if it's, if you're permanently damaged.
Yeah.
If you're temporarily damaged, you get to go to the rest stop. But you can tell them, nope, I'm done for the day.
It's probably a fun job, just stopping and grabbing people and taking them. I don't know.
Totally.
Seems like it'd be kind of a blast.
Hero.
Yeah. Seems like I'd have a good time with that.
Yeah, when I did the first year I did the ride and I accidentally made the wrong turn, ended up on the extended course, the course that goes up to Horsetooth Reservoir. I got to the final rest stop before the reservoir, knowing what the hill was that was ahead of me, and said, nope, I'm taking the sag wagon in. And because after waiting for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and the sag wagon never showed up, I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to do it. And I got back on the bike and I went up that stupid hill up to Horsetooth, and I vowed never to make that mistake again. So it, it was a learning experience, and it was a beautiful route, and I'm never doing that again either.
Well, there you go. I mean, you had the experience. You don't need to do it twice. You're good.
Exactly.
Well, while you were riding, I was at the zoo because we had a chance to take Van to the zoo, and I have a complaint about the zoo. So we have a year-long membership-y thing, so we can go anytime.
Yeah, cool.
Thank goodness, because we got there at 3:30 in the afternoon, thinking we got the whole evening. We're good here. As long as we want, we're here. That place closes at 6. What zoo closes at 6 p.m.? You know what I mean? All zoos? Am I insane? Are all zoos closed at 6?
Yeah. Well, our zoo closes. Entry gates close at 4, and so but if you get in there at 3:59, you're in, but you have to be out by 5.
Jeez.
And I don't know if it's a give the animals some time to not have humans staring at them time, or if it's the feeding time or whatever. But I don't know why they close at that time.
Philly in the chat says on a Sunday, sure. No, it's every day. We found out it's not just Sundays. It's every day at 6. And here's the other thing: as we're leaving, tons of people are coming in after they're telling us we need to go. And I said to the lady, I said, how come you guys are letting all these people in? Oh, no. See, after 6, when we close, we have big events here. So this is a company. They're doing their event here tonight. So then it hit me. I'm like, oh, that's what they do. This is another revenue stream for them. They rent out the whole zoo to like an insurance company, and they have a retreat, and everybody goes to the zoo, and they have picnics and, play games, ride the train, check out the animals, and hang out till 8 or 9 o'clock or something like that.
Maybe it is. I don't know if that's. It seems like something you'd want to just capitalize on only on the days you've got an event. I can't imagine they've got those events every day. Because our zoo, I'm looking at our hours for Denver Zoo, and it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day, and it feels like if there's not an event that day, they should stay open, right? Mm-hmm. So I wonder if they.
I would think so. It was weird. I guess I don't know. I don't know why I was surprised. Also, I would have been annoyed if I was in there buying full price tickets, not on my pass, but just a full price ticket at almost 4, and not knowing that they closed in an hour and a half. I would have been annoyed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Thankfully, it didn't matter that much, but it was still fun. Yeah. We had a good time. Got on the train.
Yeah.
Did stuff, and I watched a fat guy throw up into a barrel, so that was cool. I mean, it was I didn't ask to see it. I didn't want to see it, but I had to see it from afar. He was probably, I don't know.
Well, they tell you don't feed the guy standing next to the trash can. They don't put those little food dispensers right next to the guy standing next to the trash can.
That's true. Yeah, they got a sign right there. Don't feed this guy. Yeah, is what they tell you. Also, we are now. Let's see. Today's the 1st. We are 4 days away from the 24th. No, I'm sorry. 19th anniversary or 20th anniversary, I forget which, of the great 2005 Last Time I Vomited. So I'm excited. He reminded me of that. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. People barf. I don't, but hey.
So it was a 4th of July thing or post 4th of July thing?
Yeah, it happened on the 5th, and it was after we got bad food from a local Mexican chain that I can't go to anymore since then. And we're gonna green
burrito.
No, it was what's the Hooties in the chat? What's the name of the damn place everybody goes to? And those salads and everything. Shit, I forgot the name of it. Anyway,
Taco John's.
No, those would have probably been Cafe Rio. That's it. Cafe Rio.
Cafe Rio. Oh yeah, we have those out here. Yeah.
It's not the first time we had a weird run-in with them, but we all got it. The whole family got food poisoning. And that was the end of that. Never eaten there again.
That's funny. So 20 years. Or no, I guess if it was 2005, so 19 years.
19 years, yeah. So we're working on next year. We'll really
do something big for the 20th anniversary.
Oh yeah, dude! I'm really gonna blow it out next year.
like Epicac pie, or what's the castor oil, like a nice castor oil parfait or something.
Yeah, we'll do it right here on the air. We'll eat it on live. By the end of the show, I'll be hurling in a bucket. It'll be a perfect way to celebrate 20 years.
Nice. Excellent.
Anyway, also, what else? Oh, we got a thing about the middle of the country. We were just talking about where the middle of the year is, and it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, we also had a discussion about when the middle of this country is, or where the middle of it is, and sort of Middle America / the Midwest, all that sort of stuff.
The middle of the continental United States, yes.
We got someone wrote in. Let's see, did they give their name? They did not. It's a text. It says, "Hello, Scott and Brian. I'm currently listening to episode 2660, Kissing Kansas, and you guys were wondering what the midway point of the U.S. is. I'm unsure if anyone else has written in about this yet, but I want to let you guys know that the small town of Kinsey, Kansas, boasts that it is the midway point. I have a lot of family there, and I'm hoping to I'm happy to call it home once again soon. I'm sending a picture of the midway sign." It didn't come through, by the way. It was like some kind of WebP format that didn't even didn't even work either. Even though it was, I should be able to see WebPs, but it didn't work. Anyway, he says, "I'm sending a picture there to show you where it's located with the parks near the museum." So yeah, if you're a little town and you're right in the center of it, and you know that, you probably make a big deal out of it. You have like parades and shit,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So I'm looking at their website, kinsleyks.com. And lovely Web 1.0 site here.
Yep.
No flashing GIFs, but liberal use of the shadow drop shadow filter.
Oh my gosh, look at this thing. It's like the year is speaking of 2005. Look at this website. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But the top left there might be the sign that he's talking about that says New York 1,560 miles that way, and San Francisco 1,560 miles that other way.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That must be. I'll bet that's the same sign. Which is that doesn't make you the center though. Having two big northern cities that direction, like pick two cities that are diametrically opposed.
Well, this is interesting. They also have a city council minutes section to the website.
Oh, nice.
And they stopped keeping those in 2018, so I don't know how active these the site is. But if I'm ever in Kinsley, I'll stop and look at that sign. I can promise you that.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
I was hoping they had like a photos page or something. I'm just looking at the different visitors. Here we go. About Kinsley. This has got to have something.
You would think.
Kinsley is known for its Carnival Heritage Center and Museum. It's also known for its prominent halfway sign marking Midway, the equidistant point between San Francisco and New York City.
Wow, I'm looking at the. They've got a gallery here. It is. It's really not much going on here.
So here's what I want to do. I want to 3D print a map of the contiguous 48 states, right?
Yeah.
And then perfectly balance on a pencil's tip wherever Kinsley is on the map, and see if the whole U.S. map stays balanced. That's what I want to know.
Interesting. Would we have to account for any curvature? I guess we don't, because the maps are maps. It'll be as flat as we need it.
It should be the same amount of space on all sides.
Their news section, last updated May 29th, 2020. Same day for another post, then 2017, then 2016. I'm guessing not a lot happens in Kinsley. I'm just going to put it out there.
Not a lot happens, yeah.
Seems like a small town.
Congratulations, basketball lady Coyotes.
Good job, guys.
City Hall now set up to take debit and credit card payments.
Holy shit. They have come far.
It's time for me to reach out to them and say, can I read your website, please?
Yeah, please. I'll do it for free. It's so bad. Let me just do it. All right, we are going to take a turn. We're going to call Dunaway. Yeah. We're going to play a game. We're going to give away some prizes. It's the Monday tradition here on the morning stream. A little programming note later in the show. We will have Bill Duran today. We have swapped positions with him and Bobby this week because Bobby had a thing. So look forward to a little bit of confusion there. All right, here he is. Let's do it. Joining us now, Brian Dunaway, who is not at the center of the country, but he is the center of our hearts. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian. That's awful sweet of you to say.
Well, we of course.
But
did
anyone say that I was at the center of the country?
No. We were talking about.
Am I like at the Tootsie Roll Pop?
We're talking about a town in Kansas that is supposed to be the exact center of the country, or not center, but side to side.
I'm finding
that's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
More and more, I'm finding information that it's not. That it's Lebanon, Kansas. Now these guys. Kinsley might be the center between New York and San Francisco, but Lebanon, Kansas, is
Please tell me their sign and going into the city is something like, "No, we're the center."
That's what it should be, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It's like Shelbyville and Springfield fighting with each other.
That's right. This one put Shelbyville on the map. This map says, welcome to Belfort, the geocenter of the U.S. They have a sign that says, in 1959, following the admission of Alaska and Hawaii to the Union, the U.S. coast and blah, 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 designated a point 20 miles north of Belfort, South Dakota as the geographic center. Oh, it's funny. Okay, I'm on the page. Oh, I thought I was on the page for Lebanon. So anyway, okay. Belfort is the center of the U.S. If you include Alaska and Hawaii, Lebanon
oh my God, technicality! Oh my God,
the conterminous United States.
Yeah. How do they? So I got a question about that. How do you? You don't measure the water? Do you just crunch all the land together and say, well, this is the distance between? If Hawaii was mushed up against the coast,
what about the soil erosion? What happens then? What happens then?
Yeah. So it's almost like a pointless thing because now these two little towns are going to have their signs, they're going to have their people, and it's. I mean, what's the point?
Does
totally
bodies
true,
of water in inland count too? Do you skip over those? What is
right? Do you count the Great Lakes? Like, do you measure from?
This land is my land. This land is your right.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's a great. We should have. July 4th. It's a great week to talk about where my land is.
Yeah. How was your land? Do you liking your land right now? It's a little hot where your land is.
This land is great. It's not as bad today. I've actually had a good bit of cloud cover recently where I'm at, and that makes it a lot better.
Yeah, doing better.
Not great, but better.
We have some beautiful cloud cover today. It's going to be an amazing day here. All right, well, that's your weather. Now we move on to sports and a game that Brian Ibbett has devised that he's going to have us play. Brian, explain the whole damn thing so we know what we're doing.
That's right, Scott. Yes, welcome to the Morning Half-Ass is a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving you the answers. I'll give Scott and Brian a category and 6 possible answers, 3 of which are correct, and 3, like both Lebanon and Kinsley, Kansas, claiming to be the center, are incorrect. It would be underground because the Earth is round. Oh, thank you, Icor. Depending on how confident they feel with the category, they can provide 1, 2, or 3 answers, but if any of those answers are wrong, you get 0 points for that round. Get 1 right gets you a point, 2 right gets you 3 points, and 3 right gets you 5 points for each round. We'll add them all up at the end, and the player with the most points gets the prize for their contestant. These are the contestants you'll be playing for, Scott and Brian. Scott, you're going to be playing for Colton in Nashville.
Sweet. Love it. Bring it.
Brian, you're going to be playing for Roman Caballero in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, hey.
It's the Battle of the Villes, Nashville versus Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, look, I think you'll do. It'll be fine. You're going to work hard for your guy there, Dunaway, and it's fine. I hope you maybe come close to winning. That's all.
Oh, wow.
All right. Wow. Well, then, yeah.
Ooh,
okay.
Shots fired. All right, let's get to this. Let's get to the first question. Remember, you're going to tell me the 3 things that match the category. Let's start with question number 1. I love this one. Songs that Bill Murray has sung in a movie. So which 3 of these are songs that Bill Murray has sung in a movie? The Bare Necessities, I Shall Be Released, Do Wah Diddy Diddy, What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding, Silent Night, and You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling. 3 of these Murray has sung in a movie, and 3 of them he has not sung in a movie. You get no bonus points if you tell me.
No bonus points.
No bonus points.
No bueno.
No bueno.
I think I know these, but I'm feeling saucy. Let's go 3. I'm doing 3.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, that's what I did too.
You both saucied in on 3. Very good. All right. The Bare Necessities. Where did he sing that one?
I don't know, but I can see him singing it.
This is the new Jungle Book.
It is the new Jungle Book.
Is it the new Jungle Book?
Where he's Baloo, the voice of Baloo, and Bill Murray indeed sings the Bare Necessities. Silent Night.
Probably from.
Come on, he had that movie where he was grouchy. He was Scrooged.
Horrible movie, Scrooged.
It was a horrible movie, and he did not sing it in that movie.
Oh.
Nope. What's so funny about Peace, Love, and Understanding? Neither of you guys picked that. He sings that in the karaoke bar in Lost in Translation.
Damn it.
The other one, Scott got Doo-Wah Diddy. Of course, he sang that in Stripes when he's doing the exercises with his.
I should have stayed with 2. I was gonna do 2, and then damn it.
It's good to go risky with the first one because that may dictate things.
Because exactly, that's where you've got nothing to lose, right? You've got no points, so you're coming into it. And Brian, you've lost that love and feeling. That was Tom Cruise in Top Gun. Come on now. All right, let's get to question number 2.
There's no sense they couldn't have both sung it.
That's true. It's true. Yes, they certainly could have. All right, words once protected as trademarks. Which 3 of these are words once protected as trademarks? You've got elevator, aspirin, trampoline, gasoline, toothpaste, and videotape. 3 of these were once protected as. Please don't have a Vaseline, gasoline, trampoline. Please, it sounds very dangerous.
Yeah.
3 of these are words once protected as trademarks.
I'm gonna go a little more conservative this time. Try 2.
Okay. All right.
You go with 2?
I went with 2. 2.
I'm going with 2 as well. Probably shouldn't have.
Okay, and both of you, for your 2, chose aspirin. Aspirin was once protected as a trademark. Very good. Scott, you went videotape. Brian, you went elevator. The actual answers are aspirin, trampoline, and videotape. Scott, 3 points for you. 0
Good job,
points for
Scott.
Brian.
The giveaway there was that it wasn't separate words, and that's what made me think it was maybe trademarkable.
As opposed to just video tape.
Yeah, which I guess it would apply to toothpaste, but
it would apply to toothpaste too. I was thinking when I did this question as I was entering, because I always play along, right? I was thinking, elevator sounds like it would be this sounds like a high-tech thing. It elevates you. It is the elevator.
Right.
And so I thought that might have been somebody's trademark name. But
I'll tell you what, though. I never thought much about toothpaste. But, man, there was no thinking there, was there?
No. Paste for your teeth.
No thinking.
No. It's just like, hey, how are your teeth? They're a little dirty? What do you need? Some paste? Here's some toothpaste.
I got this concoction.
Yeah.
You mean paste like glue? Why would I want to apply paste, glue substance to my teeth?
Props to you for not including obvious ones like Kleenex. I mean, some of those are too easy.
Of course.
These are good. Band-Aid, I guess, is another one.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, let's get to question number 3. This is poisonous mushrooms. Which 3 of these are poisonous mushrooms? Your choices are Fool's Webcap, Destroying Angel, Deadly Gallerina, Blinding Angel, Death Spore Thalid, and Night's Whisper. 3 of these are real poisonous mushrooms. The other 3, totally fine to eat. Cook them in your next pizza.
Oh my gosh, dude. Some of these sound obvious, but obviously that's part of the trick here.
It's part of the trick, right?
Shit.
You're going into this round 3 points, Brian. So
I know.
You either need to go 2 and try to tie, or go all in
go
and
big,
try
go
and
home.
Win it.
I don't know. You can't say whether these are even all mushrooms, right? Some of these could be
I can't say
fake.
that. No, I cannot.
Okay.
I want some of these to be true. I'm going to go with things I want to be true. Instead of things that are true, I'm going to go with things that I want to be true.
Sure.
I'm choosing 1.
Okay.
I'm choosing 1.
I don't feel confident on this one at all.
I want that one to be true.
I mean, Death Spore should be true, right? But
I want that one to be true. I picked the 2 that I want to be true.
Death Spore.
You guys went with the whole right side. Blinding Angel, Death Spore, Thalid, and Night's Whisper. I'm pleased to tell you that all 3 of those are incorrect. It's actually all the ones on the left. Fool's Webcap, Destroying Angel, and Deadly Gallerina. Those were your 3 right ones. But that means, Scott, with 3 points to Brian 0,
Scott.
you win, and you win the prizes for your contestants. So congratulations going to Colton in Nashville. You're walking away with Football Manager 2020, and Hyper Light Drifter on Steam.
Oh, Hyper Light Drifter is an all-time great indie game. That's a fantastic video game. They're going to love that.
That's a really good one.
But Roman Caballero in Jacksonville, Florida, you're going to be getting Titan Quest Anniversary.
Also
so
good.
Congratulations. You're getting a good game
I won't lie.
You
That's also a very good game. It's really good.
Yeah.
And the remaster's even better.
The only loser here, really, if you think about it,
is Dunaway.
It's me.
Yeah. You're the only one. So congratulations.
Congratulations
to you for being the greatest loser of today. Now, Wednesday you'll get a chance to make up for it. All right. So you'll come back.
Rematch.
It'll be a rematch to end all rematches. It'll be a great time between now and then. Dunaway, is there anything you'd like to say or recommend or tell people that you're up to or anything at all before we go or let you go?
Absolutely. We're playing Toe Jam and Earl this week, and we're going to talk more about it later, but I've already started working towards my retro achievements. What do you think the first one is, Scott?
Probably. Doesn't one of them fart a lot or something? There's some kind of...
Yeah, it's the 90s. Everything's gross, right?
Yeah, it's all boogers and stuff like that. So I don't know what the first one would be, though. It's been forever since I played that game. So I'm guessing it's like a fart. Is that right? Is that the first achievement?
No, it's not. I think it's be excellent to one another. I think that's right.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of sweet then. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Well, good luck on all your playthroughs before we have to talk about it for real on Friday. And we'll see you on Wednesday.
No, you.
All right. There he goes. Brian, it's time for a little bit of news, and it's coming in hot. Today's news is brought to you by
Trivia for Brian. Scott asks, what was the first movie to be rated PG-13? And I remember talking about this on Film Sack, and I can't remember if it was we talked about it being the first popular film to be PG-13, or if it was actually the first film, but it was either Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom or it was Red Dawn. And I want to say we talked about it during Red Dawn. Was it Red Dawn?
Let's find out if it was Red Dawn. That is correct. Nicely done.
Whew.
Yeah, the Indiana Jones one was one of the ones that forced the change.
That prompted it. Okay, that's what it was. I knew that was somehow related to that. And
that one and Gremlins were the two that were the big push.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Dingle. Yeah, so showing an old lady flying out of the roof of her house on a stair climber. It seems like you don't want the little kiddies to see that one.
Yeah, there was stuff, pulling hearts out and junk and eating monkey brains, and I mean, I can't fault them for trying to find a middle ground.
No, you don't want those 12-year-olds thinking that they can grab an inflatable raft and jump out of a plane and survive. It's
right,
an impressionable time in a young man's life.
That's right. Never forget those years. They're important.
That's right.
Let's get to this story. It's about a donkey. It's a pet donkey.
Donkey.
In California, 5 years ago, a pet donkey was lost.
Aww.
They found it this week,
a
week and a half ago. He's been spotted living with a herd of wild elk. He was adopted, picked up.
Awesome, yeah, just picked up and like Mowgli in the aforementioned Jungle Book, living with a pack of wolves or whatever it was.
Yeah, so this is the Tarzan story told again. When Diesel the donkey ran away with on a hike near his home outside of Sacramento, California, 5 years ago, his owners have assumed the worst ever since. They figured he was gone, perhaps dead, bloated corpse. We don't know.
Ew.
I mean, could be less, could be worse. Anyway, he says he's not aggressive. He's a lover, not a fighter, says Terry Drury. He told an affiliate KOVR in 2019, days after Diesel's escape. But right now he's scared, he said at the time. Well, years passed without a sign of life from Diesel until earlier this year when a hunter spotted and filmed a herd of at least a dozen elk in the Northern California wilderness. Among them, strangely, was a wild burro.
Aww.
Or burrito.
Which is little burro.
Drury is positive the donkey is in the hunter's video is her Diesel. Finally, we saw him as her quote this month after the Instagram video began making headlines. Finally, we know he's good. He's living his best life. He's happy. He's healthy. And it was just a big relief. So they're letting it go. It's just let him live.
He's living the life. He's found his tribe, his people.
Mm-hmm.
So for 5 years, you don't want to take him back out of that and Go visit him. Go see if he remembers you. Yeah. But I say let him live with the elk.
Yeah, let him have a good time with the elk.
Isn't it a bummer that we pronounce monkey like that, but we don't pronounce donkey like that? So it's like a donkey.
Donkey.
Wouldn't it be great if it was called a donkey? It was pronounced donkey, but still spelled.
If it was it was the other way. It'd be monkey.
A monkey. Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
None of that.
Oh, we're going to see at the zoo. Oh, we're going to go see the monkeys.
And maybe a donkey if we get lucky.
And maybe a donkey.
The donkey cage. Yeah, I don't know why we do that. That's weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
English. How does it work?
It's very inconsistent.
Here's a nice story. I've waited a long time for this, says a woman who earned her Stanford master's degree at age 105. 105. Oh, man.
Nicely done.
It's like
and she went to live with a herd of elk.
That's right. She's also the temperature of Vegas right now. Virginia Hillsop took 83 years to get her master's degree from Stanford University. Now at 105 years old, she's finally graduated. My goodness, I've waited a long time for this, she says, walking across the stage on Sunday to receive her diploma. She was cheered on by her family, grandchildren, and the 2024 graduating class. Daniel Schwartz, the dean of Stanford's Graduate School of Education, recalled worrying he would tear up as he introduced Hillsop to the stage. I used to know a Hillsop. I doubt they're related.
Well, and I bet this one I think is a Hislop, Hislop.
Oh, I'm swapping that L and that S, aren't I?
Hislop.
That's probably why. That's probably why I'm doing it because
you're familiar with the Hillsop.
Yeah, and they were very nice people, and I remember they grew a bunch of strawberries that they would never have enough. They could never consume because they had so many. So all the neighbors would get a bucket of strawberries every year from the Hillsops.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. They were good people. I assume some of them are still alive. I don't know. Still good people, I suppose.
Good people with good strawberries.
It says, before I even got to the Terry part, the crowd erupted and broke out in a standing ovation, he said. Aww. Virginia got her education at a young age. She just didn't get her degree. It's a great opportunity to come back and celebrate the life of comeback in education. Hislop. That's hard for me.
It's hard. It also doesn't feel like it's the right, like we like those LS combinations. The SL is in the middle of a word is harder.
What if it's high slop? It might be high slop.
High slop.
Sure. His lop. I don't know.
His lop. His lop-eared bunny.
She had to leave Stanford early in 1941 when her then fiance George was called to serve in the Second World War, the Great War, they called it. Or no, that was the First World War.
The First War was the Great War. The Second War was the not-so-great war.
What was the one they called the war to end all wars? Was that also one?
That was, I think, World War II.
Was that two?
Or no? Yeah.
I always think it's one because it. I used to go. It's kind of
more
ironic
if it's one, right?
Yeah, it's like no, it's not. You're not done yet. It's not the last one.
It might be. Yeah, it might be. Oh, there we go. Yeah, people are confirming World War I, the war to end all wars.
Well, it didn't work, guys.
It didn't. At least they didn't try that again then for World War II, right? Well, that tagline failed. Let's not use that ever again.
Yeah, exactly. It says she left Stanford in early 41 when this happened and was unable to complete her thesis. She put her degree on hold and her university days behind her. She had later moved to Washington to raise her family. When her son-in-law contacted the university recently, though, he discovered that the final thesis was no longer required to obtain that degree. She was eligible to graduate decades earlier. She just didn't know it.
Excellent.
So she's done. She sounds like she's pretty with it, too.
Totally, yeah. 105. Good for her.
Well done, lady. It's awesome. What does she think of the internet? All right, moving on. One final story. A Florida man has been arrested after shooting and destroying a Walmart delivery drone. Oh.
It's spying on me.
When you look at this guy's face, too, you'll just be like, of course he did.
Is it? Can I just predict it?
You probably can.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where is he? There he is. I mean, look at that guy.
Yeah. That's
That's a guy that would shoot a drone out of the sky right there.
For sure, yeah.
He's behind bars after he allegedly shot a delivery drone, rendering it inoperable in Lake County. This is the deputies who were called to the Walmart after the drone delivery representative reported the incident. So that's how it works now. If you get one of those, and I know they're happening now, a guy at Walmart, literally like up the road from you, can load up a drone and it's just off to your house, right? I assume that's how it works.
Yeah, I don't know. I have not. I don't know if they do these in Colorado, but if they do, it makes me want to order something just so I can see what this experience is like. But
wild.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I guess it's not what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he's not piloting it. He's plugged in your address, and the drone is going the route. And so, you've got to worry about, like, what about competing Walmarts?
Yeah.
Could there be like a little no-fly zone because they both go in delivering to neighboring addresses from different directions but crash into each other?
I'm guessing there's probably some kind of like elevation, de-elevation
maybe
thing it makes when like it knows something's because I'm sure I don't know any of this, but I would assume that they would want them to be aware of each other.
I would hope so.
Yeah. You don't want your stuff crashing.
Some sort of agreed upon frequency that they operate on that says, "Oh, approaching another drone, back off," or whatever.
It says while waiting a drone delivery descent, this crew stood in front of a home, and this is, by the way, this was all a test. This wasn't like a regular thing.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so really, yeah, all right.
So I don't know how. That's why I'm saying I don't know how common this is yet. I know it is in some places. I just don't know where these places are. I know I can't get it, so. I think it
and obviously it wasn't a delivery to his house because he would have been expecting it, so he just saw it and said, "Hey, I'm shooting that thing."
Yeah, were they bringing my USB cables? Pew pew, take it out. While awaiting the delivery, the crew stood in front of a home located in a cul-de-sac. When the drone began to descend, one of the reps said he heard a loud shot. This is consistent with a gun, he said. The rep told deputies he saw a 60-year-old white man wearing blue jeans and a blue shirt at the side of his home, holding a gun toward the sky and the drone. My guess is this guy he's already got a drone problem. He is sick of these drones.
Yeah. He's already paranoid about them.
Yep.
So he's looking for them.
He thinks people are spying on him. They come zipping around during the summer, and he's like, "What the hell is that thing?" And he's had enough. And the one day he chose to get his vengeful moment, he shot a commercial one out of the sky.
Right. Yeah.
And now he's arrested. He will pay $2,500 worth of damage and what else? Criminal mischief and discharging a firearm in public or residential property, which I thought you could do in Florida without any trouble. I guess not. Yeah. I thought they were like, shoot them wherever you want to shoot them. Go for it.
Exactly. Like if it's above your property, if it's within the borders of your home and directly above it. Although I guess this was landing in a cul-de-sac. So
yeah. Well, good luck to him and his blue T-shirt. All right.
He needs to talk to the FAA and get his house marked as a no-fly zone or something.
Yeah, something like that. Avoid this guy's place, no matter what.
Exactly.
All right, we are going to take a break. When we come back, Bill Durant will join us on a Monday as he swaps with Bobby. And we don't know what he's bringing, but I'm excited. I actually know one thing he's going to mention, and I'm very stoked about it. So watch for that. That's coming up right after this song that Brian has to now explain.
Yeah, so we got a band called Chaser. They are Southern California melodic punks. They have their first new album in 3 years. It's called Small Victories, and this is really, really good. This is their first album was called Dreamers. We might have played something from that on this show before, but these guys are great. The band is Chaser. The brand new album is called Small Victories. Here's the first single. It's called Stay Gold.
My cover in this world is fashion modeling. But because I have no sponsor, the other models refuse to work with me, and so I've remained somewhat obscure.
Obscure, huh? Maybe there's some other reason they love to hate you. Could it be that you're obnoxiously perfect?
Thanks. I suppose I should be flattered.
Who do you think you're talking to? Have you lost your mind?
And we're back, everybody. Hey, Brian, what was that song one more time? I forgot already.
Oh, I'm happy to tell you. That's a band called Chaser, Southern California melodic punk band. That's their first single. I'm sorry, really, it's the third single. They've released 3 singles total from their brand new album, Small Victories. That is the third one, and it's called Stay Gold.
Nice.
But not Pony Boy.
No.
The Pony Boy, not part of the title.
If anyone else out there is reading Red Rising, you'll know why Stay Gold has a dark meaning to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So good. Gosh, dang it, that series. All right, welcome to the program, everybody. One Bill Durant. We have a little thing that we play for him, so I'll do that first. Where is it?
There's still something wrong, isn't there, Bill?
For my money, there's never anything wrong with Bill Durant. He comes and joins us on the monthly to talk about cool stuff in the maker world. I know he's been making cool shit. I don't know what he brought today, but I'm excited either way. Bill, welcome back.
Hello and good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I did bring something pretty freaking cool.
You know what's great? Oh, well, I don't know what order to do this in, but I'm just going to say the thing you're going to talk about that it was associated with. The good news is it is being received with unanimous praise. That
Probably because I made a prop from it.
I'm sure it's 100% the reason is because you made a prop. I'm sure it's not because the video game that they made is great or that they.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's quit teasing everybody and tell them what you made. What do you got?
Sure.
Going?
So a while back, the folks from Cyan Worlds reached out to us. So the Cyan Worlds made Myst. They made Riven. They made a bunch of other games in that series. They made a bunch of other games not in that series. They're still around. They are still doing it out in Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
They remade Myst a couple of times, and then recently they remade Riven, and that just came out last week.
Yep.
They reached out because they wanted to work with us in some way, and this remake of Riven seemed like a really good opportunity for it. And they actually let us pick. They said, make whatever you want from Riven. Make something cool. We'll support it. And I decided to make the dagger. It's called the Moyeti dagger from Riven.
Okay.
Right when you start the game, you're in this little cell. And right when you step out, there's a huge version of it. It's like 10 feet tall behind you there. This big old dagger.
Yep.
And there's little icons of it all over the place. So it's kind of this iconic thing from the game, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make that. There was another really good reason, and I'll tell you that in a minute. But let me tell you about the build. So every once in a while, I just got to do a project that really pushes what I'm capable of, and that's what this one was. This dagger, I 3D modeled it. It's a fairly simple design for a 3D model. I 3D printed it to make a prototype and kind of figure out the scale and everything. Also, if anyone wants to print their own, I have the 3D models available for free. You can go print your own. You'll need a 1/4 or a 6mm rod, threaded rod, to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all free and available. I 3D printed the whole thing as a prototype, and then I started making each of those parts out of aluminum.
Aluminum. Wow. Is this first build with anything aluminum, or have you done that before? I can't remember.
I've done a few little things here and there, but nothing quite so ambitious as this. Yeah. And it turns out there were some aspects of this build that I did not account for. So I learned a lot. I also broke a trim router, but
oh shit!
But I had a spare.
Oh yeah, no, if you're not living if you don't have a backup trim router somewhere.
Doesn't everybody have a backup trim router? Yeah. I mean, I thought that was standard.
So I learned a lot about using the CNC router to cut out really thick parts. Some of the stock was like 1.25 inches thick of aluminum, and they were very custom parts too, 3-dimensional surfaces. I had a couple of crashes. So when you're using a CNC machine, anytime the machine stops moving when you want it to continue moving, that's considered a crash. In this case, one time I was telling the machine to go way too fast. And the spinning bit that's cutting the aluminum ends up burying itself in the aluminum. The machine stops moving. And if you leave it for a minute or two, maybe not a minute, for a little long, the router starts smoking. I learned.
Oh, jeez! Oh God!
Jeez.
That's not what killed the router. A couple more crashes later, and I actually cracked the housing on the router. So that
I'm surprised.
Did it for that.
I'm surprised it had enough. I mean, what caused the crack? I always think of aluminum as so soft and malleable and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was part of the router that cracked, and I think it was a cast aluminum part on the router that cracked. It was also there's a little button on the router that holds the spindle in place so you can put a wrench in there and tighten your bits. I may have been horsing on that a little hard. Yeah. And I basically drove it into a chunk of aluminum 3 or 4 times. So I was cutting with the machine too fast, and also I was cutting a slot, a very thin slot, and once it got deep enough, the chips that it was producing were enough to clog it up and bind the spinning bit.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
So I learned you got to either cut a wider slot or have air blowing in there to blast all those chips away or something. You got to do something different to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, that sounds gnarly. Also expensive. I don't want to know what
It
one
is.
of those costs. Yeah, it's probably a lot.
Yeah, it's not too expensive, but it was definitely gnarly and a little nerve-wracking. I was basically so some of the cuts I set up, it took like 3 hours, so I had to sit there and babysit this spinning whirling dervish of death and destruction. I had to babysit it for like 3 hours while I waited for it to finish up. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but we got all the pieces cut out, and then I needed to sand them all. There's just no getting out of it. I end up having to sand everything I make.
Sure.
The CNC router leaves these little tool machining marks everywhere, and you just got to go in there with a sander and remove them all.
They look like little 3D print filament
Almost,
stair steps. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So I did that. That was like 5 straight days of work, and then the handle I had to, of course, make from real wood. And I used my wood lathe and a piece of rosewood.
Yeah, I'm watching you do this on the lathe right now and putting the 5 little grooves in there. That is so cool.
It's so satisfying. It's really
I'll bet
fun.
it is. Yeah, that looks like it would be.
I haven't used my wood lathe in a few years. It was really satisfying to crack that thing out and realize I still know how to use it. Always fun.
So you're using a hand jigsaw thing. I don't know what those are called.
Yeah.
On a hunk of metal.
Right.
How'd that go?
So it didn't work out great. I ended up using a drill press to drill a bunch of holes around that perimeter to then go in and cut out the material.
Okay.
So that was that middle part there that I was trying to remove with the jigsaw. I didn't need any of that. I just needed to get rid of it, and I thought it would be quicker to do it by hand as opposed to letting the CNC machine do it. That was a couple days of struggle right there.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But we got there. We got it across the finish line.
Nice.
Again, I learned a ton.
You had a very short. Well, you and I spoke offline, so I already knew about this part. But you had a very short deadline for this thing.
Yeah. So here's the reason why, and it was really cool. We were going to deliver this for the Riven launch, which was Tuesday, which was just under a week ago.
Yeah.
And then they said, I said, I want to go deliver it. Spokane, Washington's like 4 or 5 hours away. It's a bit of a drive, but we could make it out there, and I would love to deliver it in person. And they said, well, we're having our launch party on Saturday. If you want to come up for that, which I did. I really did, but it cut 3 days off my bill.
Right, it means that all of a sudden you've got 3 less days to get everything done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we did it. We got it all done. We drove it out there and delivered it in person. So they're in Spokane, Washington. I got to hand deliver it to Rand Miller himself, one of the 2 brothers that made the original Myst. He's still there.
Yeah.
He's a really cool guy, still making video games. We got to film with him, so he's in the end of our video.
In the Robin? Video, no, that's Rand Miller, right?
Yeah, Robin did the music, I believe. Okay, and a lot of other.
I know they were both the 2. Like in the first game, they're the 2 guys.
Right.
Bring me just the red pages. Don't bring me the blue pages.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to meet the whole company. It's only like 30 people.
Wow.
They're the oldest independent video game company in the world, and they're still out there doing their thing. In the video behind us, if you see the end of the video where I'm delivering it to Rand Miller, and behind us there's a large version of the dagger that I made. Right?
Oh, look at that! Yeah.
So they commissioned that.
I like your special effects that you just you teleport in or something.
Oh yeah, well you got to use the Myst book to teleport.
You linked, right? You never. Of course, right. You linked there, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that big one on the wall back there. That is so cool.
Here's the fun story about that. They commissioned that from Riven in 1997 when they were making the game. They thought they were going to use that in the game. They ended up not using it in the game. They ended up going with a CG dagger. But that one there, they had to commission a real one to get made. So they hired Jamie Heinemann's company.
Oh wow!
But this was in 1997. This was before MystBusters.
Yeah. Right before a couple years. Yeah.
He handed the job over to one of his employees, one Adam Savage. So that was made by Adam Savage.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's one of the reasons why I knew this story. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to make the dagger.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And is this actually so question for you? I don't want to reveal too much behind the curtain here, but is this his genuine reaction opening this and seeing it for the first time and all that, or did you guys already look at it?
We already looked at it ahead of time.
Okay, cool. That's how you do it. You
movie
don't
magic.
Yeah, you don't want him to, open it and go, "Oh, this sucks. I don't want that." And then that's your footage.
No.
Yeah,
so cool.
He seems
how much does
pleased.
that thing weigh, by the way?
It's significant, of a couple pounds.
Even though it's aluminum, it looks like it's got some heft to it. Huh.
It does, and it feels really good. So everyone at SAN was awesome. Rand was really great. Just really genuine, really pumped to have us be a part of what we were doing. The studio they have there, they own the building, they own the property. When they had a lot of success with Myst, that's what they did. So they're really permanent. They have all the props. They have all the props that they made for Riven and Myst still. I got to play with them. We shot another video with just the old props. That video just went up on our YouTube channel. I got to hold the original Myst book.
Whoa!
The book.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very cool,
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even like it's not like a replica. That thing they used in the video, like in the game. Right. Yeah, that's so
cool. They did, and they still have. They have all the costumes they made. We're gonna have to go back to film more because they just had so much cool stuff. We didn't get to cover it all.
Did you get to see? What am I thinking of here? Did he get to see your book that you made? Did you take that with?
We also brought our book, of course.
That's awesome.
You put a little video screen or something in yours, right? Is that right?
Yeah. So I used this old cell phone, which could actually play Myst on it, and that's so when you open the book, the screen is showing. Yeah.
I love it. So you can actually play Myst on the phone in the book from Myst. I love it.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That's really great, dude. Well, congrats on that whole thing. And tell me build time on this. That blew my mind. You did this in less than a week or about a week?
I started it on a Monday and we delivered it on a Saturday.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It was a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially because you're trying to
waist deep in another similar project right now.
Yeah, but especially because you're like, not only do I have to have this on a certain day and I only have this much time to do it, but I'm also going to decide to really push my boundaries on this one.
Oh yeah. Try something I haven't done before.
Yeah,
we could go wrong.
Congratulations, you beat the odds. I'm impressed. That's awesome.
I keep doing that. Eventually, my luck's gonna run out, but hopefully not on the project I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Hopefully, no more routers of any kind will fail on you, and no more new tools to buy. Yeah. Well, good job. It's up at punishprops.com. Everybody, all linked up and ready to rock. You can also find it on the YouTube channel as well. Bill, is there anything else you want to leave with us today before we go?
Yeah. One more recommended video here. Our pal Allie Spagnola. She has done so many weird things to her car and she recently turned it into Pikachu.
Oh yeah, I saw this on her TikTok. This is great.
Yeah.
And she finally took all the Chia stuff and the pop sockets and all that stuff off it.
But she went nuts. She went way over the top with this build, put all sorts of features in it. It's bananas. It's worth checking out.
That car has seen some business, and I look at it now, even with these changes, and it still just seems like she had a new car for it. Does that make sense? Like it's not a mess. There aren't Chia pet shit still hanging on. You know what I mean? Or all the pop socket things or all that stuff. Oh, I forgot about her dildo thing. The music dildo
I'm seeing that right now on the video.
I forgot all about that.
Like a dildo piano or a vibrator piano. I love it.
She's awesome. Well, that's great. Go check her out as well. Alex Spagnola on the YouTube there. Bill, have a fantastic week, month, year, really. But we'll see you in 4 weeks is all.
All right.
And say hi to your wife and your cats and all that stuff. All right.
See you, friend.
Bye now. That's great. I want one of those. Great. I want more aluminum things in general. I'm a fan. It's my favorite metal. I like it.
It is a good metal. It's light and pliable and relatively easy to work with. And
I like it a lot. All right. Well, there goes Bill. Tomorrow, Bobby. So come back for some science tomorrow. We're going to talk about something very weird. It's been coming across my feeds, and he decided to do it, and I'm really glad because I don't understand it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Can't wait to hear what it is.
It's going to be something else, man. It's going to be good for me and you because when you and I hit our 70s or 80s, we're going to want this technology that's coming.
Excellent. A penile extension technology. Great. Can't wait to talk about that in the science segment tomorrow.
Nailed it. All right, that's it for that. Warpforged had a question, though.
Okay.
I think he's in the chat today. I saw him earlier. He had this question. He texted. He says, do either of you believe in aliens? Are they walking among us is the follow-up. And here's the thing. I've already made this clear, I think. I think that it's impossible, given the infinite nature of the universe, it's impossible that there isn't other life somewhere.
Correct. I'm completely with you on that. Yes.
Now, the whole are they walking among us part, probably not.
Probably not walking. They hover.
Yeah.
And they live in Finland, and that's what we know so far.
Yeah, that's all we know. Right,
just a few inches above the ground, and what is it? Heartbeats through their skin. You can see it like a baby fish.
Yeah, you see a baby fish heartbeat coming through their chest, and that's how we know they're aliens. I don't think anything's walking among us, though. For real.
I don't think there are human-looking aliens walking among us. If aliens have made it to Earth, they're probably in a form that's something that we just don't recognize as alien or don't see or something like that. But I think it's far more likely that they're on their world far away and we're on ours, and neither of us have developed the warp technology to go and see the other.
Yeah. So my answer is always just they probably exist.
Yeah.
But that's all we have. It like to pontificate further than that. That's where people get into trouble. It's like, well, I saw something up in the sky yesterday and it was real blurry and hard to tell. Well, okay.
Yeah.
It could have been anything, you weirdo. I got a floaty in my right eye right now that if I wanted to, I could say was an alien hovering right over here.
You could say it's an alien. And it could be like, no, I've just got the sight.
Yeah.
I can see the aliens. You can't see them.
You have to be like me and have the special sight. Like the ghost guy from a couple of weeks ago. Freaking F that guy.
Right. There's somebody posted a video, or not somebody that we know, but somebody posted a video of potentially seeing aliens flying above Red Rocks during a concert. And listen, I've been to Red Rocks, and I've breathed the air in a crowded audience of attendees to concerts at Red Rocks, and I think you could pretty much see anything you want to see.
Yeah. If you've got an imagination, you can see it. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I say there's an article about it right here. Red Rocks employees report seeing UFO in night sky above framed Colorado concert venue.
Yeah, probably during a fish concert is my guess. And leftover salmon. The aliens are flying high over the string cheese incident.
Yeah. This guy says the amphitheater employee said the large disc-shaped craft, of course, appears to have 3 levels of windows. Windows 10, 11, and a preview of 12. It's a lot of windows. 3 hard drives.
Windows 3.1 and 95.
Yeah. Wow.
We just need a Florida guy to shoot it down. That's really all we need.
Yeah, I know a guy.
Know for sure.
We know a guy. He can.
We know a guy. I know a guy will do that for us.
Yeah. He's currently paying a horrible bill for his malfeasance. Well, anyway, thank you for that, Warpforge, and there's your answer. If you'd like to send in your own question, thought, comment, whatever, it doesn't matter how crazy or weird or off you might think it is, send it in, and we'll read it. 801-471-0462, or you can email us themorningstream@gmail.com. Our website is frogpants.com/TMS, and you may notice that everything over there seems to have had the furniture moved around. Big site changes. It shouldn't affect anybody. All the RSS feeds are good, and everything else.
Right.
But there might be a little dust.
Squarespace, or are you
still on Squarespace? I just moved up to their next. So they basically do versions almost like their software. So I've been on version 7 for years. 7.1 is kind of a pain in the ass to migrate to, but I did it, and I'm happy I did it. There's a lot more capability there, so everything's just going to look different to people, and I'm just slowly in there tweaking things, making sure stuff works right and all that.
Cool.
But it's up there, it's running, and our website is unaffected, so go check it out.
And we still have all of our links too. If you go to frogpants.com/TMS, you'll find the request links and sponsor a segment and
all of it.
All that stuff.
It's all there.
Cool.
It's all ready for you, the dear listener, to go and to experience yourself firsthand.
Nice.
All right, that is it for today. We're going to get out of here, but with some music. And to do that, we're going to need Brian to tell us what it is we're going to play. So please tell us.
Yeah. sitting on that seat for 12 hours, my butt width has increased by about 3 or 4 inches. Nico wrote in and said, hello, Schnitzel and Bratwurst. I'm sending this message from Bretten, Germany at the Peter und Paul Festival. I'm normally from California, but I got to go on a trip with my university to sing at this glorious Renaissance festival in Germany. I'm only here for another week, but I thought it would be appropriate to request a song from Rammstein, one of my all-time favorite bands that's also from Germany. If not Rammstein, then anything German would be rad. I'm listening to all the Frog Pants shows on the 12-hour flight home, so I know I'll be in great hands. Keep up the awesome work. Signed, Nico.
Nice.
Well, hopefully you're having a great trip, Nico. That sounds fantastic, and can't wait to hear about you getting to sing at this. I'm guessing like an a cappella group or something. Tell us more when you get a chance. But hope you're having a great trip. Rammstein, not known for doing a bunch of covers. However, I do have this one. This was a single that they released in 1997 covering another German band, and one of that German band's most famous songs. That band is Kraftwerk, and the song is The Model, or Das Model. Here is Rammstein covering Kraftwerk's The Model.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
Vladimir Putin.
Ooh. Haven't heard that in a bit.